I'm Tiffany Rampey, and I started AA back in May of 2024. I was widowed when I was 37 years old with two young kids. My husband died very suddenly. And the experience of going through that, of being a young widow, raising kids, is just incredibly overwhelming. And in that process, I turned to the online community and to find that there are actually other young widows out there in the world, because you feel very alone when you're that age and you lose your spouse. So the online community is very close when it comes to young widows, and it just sort of was within me to want to help other people in other ways. So over the course of the last 4 years, I've been supporting the widow community through dating and through group travel, which I also host. But I've become very passionate about learning about points and miles to travel and being financially responsible, while also being able to get out and enjoy the world and take a break from sort of the constant sadness of widow life. And I just think it is a passion of mine to try to help other widows through this really painful part of their life through travel, because for me, it's just given me so much. My kids and I went on what was intended to be a 1-year trip around the world last year. We lasted 6 months. It was really hard to do by myself with just the two of them. But a lot of our travels were funded through points and miles. So I learned a ton. I have a lot of travel tips. We saw a lot of the world, and that kind of thing just changes you. So yeah, the hope is to make a business out of really deeply helping people, and also doing something that I love and am passionate about. So right before I started AA, my kids and I had finished our trip around the world, and I recently got remarried. So we were moving into a new house and a new situation. So now there are 6 of us, 4 kids, the 2 of us adults, and things are a little unsettled for me in my career. So I used to be a teacher. I was a classroom teacher for almost 20 years, and I loved that very much. And it was a huge part of my life. But after your spouse dies, just so much changes, and I just couldn't do it anymore, mostly because of the emotions. It's just an emotional job to be a teacher. So anyway, I was trying to find my footing in terms of what I would do for a career. And I think I felt a need to sort of prove it to myself that I could be something other than a teacher. Ironically, I end up choosing to do AA, which essentially is me teaching. Again, it's just teaching to adults, something I'm passionate about. But I think it was important for me to build something on my own and make it mine. And, we love to travel, and there are a lot of kids and schedules and all of that. So it was important for me to have flexibility too in what I do. So since enrolling in AA, I have a full work from home schedule. I am giving this my full-time attention, with a couple little side projects that I do as well. But I'm working from home. My husband is working from home. It's really nice because we have this amazing flexibility of going to the gym in the middle of the day, or going out for a bike ride, or doing lunch together. And because we are newly married and we dated through having children, we dated while having children. It was it's hard to find time alone. So sometimes our alone time's in the middle of the workday, and that's awesome while the kids are at school. So that's been really great. And then we just bought a house together. So it's a house that needs a lot of TLC. And so me starting this business and having some income is going to help us to do to the house what we want to be doing to it. Okay, so the tangible results I'm able to achieve have been some actual money coming in the door from launching my POP, which is coming up in 2 more weeks. So to actually see those payments come in is really exciting. And there's also this intangible piece of me taking all the information that I have in my brain and organizing it and putting it out there and creating content around it and being able to organize it in a way that's going to actually help people. That feels really good to me too, instead of just having it sort of scattered all over the place. So I think it's both the intangible and the tangible benefits. So if somebody else is thinking about joining the Authority Accelerator and they were somebody who had a skill set that they wanted to teach somebody else, I would say this is the program to join. I was reluctant at the beginning because, I think it's a risk that you take to invest in somebody that you find online, but you can sort of just get a vibe from people, and the vibe of Sunny and her entire team is just so good. And it has been a very clear process from start to where I am now, for how to get an online business going. And like, I had no idea what I was doing. And there's a ton of advice that you can take for free. And I think I would have just messed it up a bunch of times along the way. But instead, there's like a very clear roadmap for how to build a business and be successful and do it in a way that feels really good and doesn't feel icky and salesy, and is going to be great for my family and for my lifestyle and all of those things. So I would say definitely, if you have something to teach and you want to go this route in your career, this is the place to do it.